Mr. Gigabytes here, and today we're going to be building this keyboard case. This is a new product that we're about to come out with. So these cases are a prototype, and the design might vary a little bit by the time the final product comes out. For the Indiegogo, we will actually be shipping these in a Flatpack option, so they will be unassembled, and just the pieces come, and so you would have to glue them together. So this video is primarily to help people with that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. So we have our pieces here. The first thing I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and separate these out. This is the back. This is the top. We'll need that second. This is the front. These pieces here are the sides. This is the keyboard tray. And those are the small pieces to reinforce the keyboard tray. And this is the base. Set that keyboard tray aside for a second. Now, you'll notice the holes in the board, and we've got, they are labeled. Hopefully you can see that. The numbers here, this is where the hard drive would go. These over here with the X are for a mini ITX motherboard. And these are the R's are for Raspberry Pi. So you can mount either board in this case. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get our pipe glue, and this is just regular PVC pipe glue. It's got the little ball on the end, and these pieces are just they're edge glued together. So what we're going to do is that piece is we're gonna start with this back piece, and it will go on kind of like that. And this pipe glue cures very quickly, and it bonds this expanded PVC very quickly. So you will have to work very quickly, but very accurately as well. We'll start by we're gonna put on some glue on the bottom here. Make sure we got good even coverage throughout the whole thing. And we're going to start on the one side and set it right down, putting just a little bit of pressure, like so. It just sort of bonds on its own once the two pieces come together. If you've ever worked with PVC pipe glue, it does the same thing on PVC pipe. You put those together, and you better make sure you don't want them to come apart, because they will. It bonds very, very quickly. And I think we can move this around now. I'm going to start with the right side. This is the one that's got the holes in it. So we need to glue this side and the base. And, well, again, we're going to have to work quickly, but basically, this is where it's going to go. What we'll do, again, we'll take our glue, wipe the excess off. Just take this. Quickly glue on here. We'll set it up against here. And usually the weight is enough the weight of the part is enough to get these to stick. Again, this one is going to go basically right there. We're And do the same thing on this side. So. This around. This way. And then we're going to do the top. Now the top is the one with the hole in it. And I guess it's your choice which direction you want to put the hole in. But honestly, I really like the Commodore 64 look. So basically, I want it to go up like this. Now, this piece actually doesn't need to be glued. We just have to apply glue to the top edge. Just like this. And if any excess, make sure you get a good bead, or you might have some adhesion problems. This is when it's cut, because this is porous, it can suck up a little bit of the glue. So we might have to go over it once or twice to get a good bead on there. Once again, we're going to work quickly. Just like that. It is fairly well bonded, but at least enough to move around and continue working. But you're going to want to treat everything with kid gloves at this point. So now this is the front, and as you can see, you may or may not be able to see, it is a little bit warped here and right in the middle. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to, when I apply this, we'll have to glue the bottom, and we'll have to glue these edges here. I'm going to try and straighten that up just a little bit, but if we can't get it straight, we'll have to apply a little pressure to once we get it into place. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just start applying the glue. Now, one of the things I did on another piece, on the black one that you saw, is I applied glue just on this piece, even though you have to get these edges here. So we'll get those edges, the bottom. And I would actually start with the bottom first, even though that's not what I just did. And then just hit this edge with some glue here, some glue there. And again, I have to work quickly before this sets up. Now on this keyboard tray here, that's what we're going to work with next. We've got several different pieces here, a couple of different lengths. But we don't need all of these pieces. Basically, because the keyboard tray will actually sit on top, so like this. But you essentially need three pieces for that keyboard tray. There are two side pieces and a bottom piece. The bottom piece is the side piece is so that that you can drill into it with there will already be holes in the finished product. But basically, a screw will hold the keyboard tray in place, and the bottom piece is so that it doesn't slide off while you're trying to do that. So the side pieces will keep it centered, the bottom piece will keep it from falling down. So I'm going to start with the bottom piece first. That one's probably the easiest. We're not terribly concerned. You want to try and center it, but honestly, exact placement isn't that critical. It's just the distance from the edge is the most critical. So I'm going to do that. Just a little set with room. I want to apply a little bit of pressure here to get a good bond. So I'm going to turn this to the side, and we're going to kind of do the same thing with the side pieces. So basically, we're going to do the same thing here. And again, exact placement isn't completely necessary, but basically it's going to kind of look like that. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on here. Kind of centering it right. That looks good. So we'll do that to the other side. And so I'm going to go ahead and work. I'm going to apply these, but I'm just going to leave just a little bit showing because these are not beveled. If we put them out too far, then what will happen is it'll move that keyboard tray up too high. So I'm just going to apply some glue just to the top surface. This is kind of do this. Just leave just the slightest amount peeking out. We need to leave some space for the keyboard. For the keyboard connector, because it's in the middle of the keyboard, so we can't have anything in here. The keyboard connector is going to be right in the middle here, and it has to go under here, and then it'll connect inside the computer with an adapter to your motherboard. It sets up just like this. And then your keyboard sets in there. And it actually just sets in there. The keyboard itself is kind of beveled in. And so this is cut to the size of the keyboard minus a few millimeters so that it just sets perfectly inside. And this seems to have done all right. There really shouldn't be much of a gap, if at all, up at the top. That's perfect right there. Now, of course, the Flatpack will also have feet on that will come with the kit. I'm not going to put those on right now, but you can see 4 feet in the corners on our first unit. Just for show, go ahead and remove this keyboard. You can see how everything kind of fits inside. We've got our hard drives here, and that's where they would go in here. And power supply, main circuit board. The nice thing is that you wouldn't have to remove this top every time you wanted to work on the computer. So if you're just poking around and doing some troubleshooting, maybe replacing a hard drive, just pop the keyboard out, replace the hard drive, and come back. You know, it's that simple. So what we'll do, I'm just going to show you. We'll set the keyboard in the keyboard tray. But essentially you'll have something that kind of looks like that.